Going to be the first one to say good morning in the chat. Good morning. Bishop on air, back at it. And a lot to tackle, but I got to make it quick because we got another day of legislative session at the Illinois State House. Good morning, JL, Huckleberry, John, Kick and Wing, Ricardo, Chris, you guys piling in. Appreciate that. Marty, good morning. As Little Cooker jumps in, and Kent, and Jordan, and James, and Jerry, and I appreciate you guys being here. All right, so we're going to have a short segment about the latest gun ban registration numbers that we got from Illinois State Police. It's not published on their website yet, at least last I checked last night, but we did get it via email, so we'll share that with you. So stay tuned for that. But I did want to start just briefly to talk about a measure that advanced out of a House committee last night, but the sponsor apparently isn't going to move on it until they get to some agreement, and that is dealing with the issue of tipped wage. So we had a House committee hearing yesterday where you have opposition seeming to grow more and more against the idea of eliminating a tipped wage for Illinois. And we've talked about this in the past. You have restaurants across the state who have servers who get a sub-minimum wage while they work. They make cash tips. If they don't make the equivalent of the minimum wage, then they have to get paid by their employer to make up for that. But most servers make well above the minimum wage when you include those cash tips. But the proposal at the State House, pretty contentious. You had restaurant owners and employees of restaurants pushing back against the idea, saying that it will hurt productivity. It may even lead to them making less money and fewer tips and so on. But after an hours-long committee hearing, they ended up debating this, hearing from all sides. So we may have to unpack that a bit more as that piece of legislation continues to evolve. So just wanted to get that out there for you. Opposition growing to the proposal to eliminate the tipped wage in Illinois. But stay tuned. We'll just take a brief breather and come back. And come back to talk about the latest in gun ban registration numbers. All right, so stay tuned. That's coming up here with Bishop on Air. I'm Greg Bishop. Thanks for hanging out each and every weekday morning. Additional 683 individuals have told Illinois State Police they own a banned item in the state of Illinois when it comes to guns, attachments, and ammunition. Welcome back. I'm Greg Bishop with Bishop on Air. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Short segments as we've got to get back to the Illinois State House for the House coming into action today. This is deadline week, and a lot of stuff could advance still yet today. Before they wrap things up for the week. Not sure they're going to be in tomorrow. They're scheduled, but they may be off. But yesterday, the Illinois State Police Director was in front of a appropriations committee in the Senate where they discussed the budget for Illinois State Police on a variety of things. And one thing they talked about was the FOID card review board and also that issue of clear and present danger reports. So let's jump into this report that my colleague at the Center Square, Katrina Peterson, put together. Illinois State Police getting $32 million in state funds for FOID card expenses. And if you read through this at thecentersquare.com, you'll see that they're discussing the budget Illinois State Police Director Brendan Kelly being at the committee and telling the Center Square afterwards that ensuring agencies like the FOID Review Board have stable funding keeps the backlogs low. Now, you guys may not remember, but having covered the State House for the past 10 years, FOID card backlogs was always one of those things that were problematic because they kept stacking up. And it was really prevalent in late 2019 when it was revealed that there were 60,000 FOID card applications that were backlogged. In December of 2020, around 145 pending FOID card requests were taking on average 121 days, which was double the 60 days cards are to be processed by law. And you had that just mounting, and even some people were waiting up to a year to get their FOID card renewed. And all of this while you had the pandemic raging and more people getting FOID cards. But you've got in the proposed 2025 fiscal year budget, Illinois State Police looking for $32 million in expenses to manage the Firearm Concealed Carry Act and FOID Act. You had questions about the act, about the issue of managing those backlogs and a variety of other things when it comes to security protocols and people interacting with the FOID. And it can't be, skipped over. The FOID card faces litigation in federal court. You've got discovery that's going to be spelled out in a case in the Southern District of Illinois federal court that challenges the FOID card, and that discovery deadline is sometime in May. So we'll be covering that case as that proceeds. But you've also had the conversation yesterday with the Illinois State Police Director Brendan Kelly about clear and present danger reports. State Senator Mary Edley Allen, she asked the director how the agency is dealing with the recent change in administrative rules for how they deal with clear and present danger reports. Now, Kelly said last month there were 500 reports of individuals who pose a clear and present danger, and they investigated that throughout and found a whole bunch even more throughout the year. Between January and September of 2023, they found 10,144 clear and present danger reports. And these are reports where people who are considered to have a danger to themselves or others report filed by, say, local police to other law enforcement agencies so that they can, in a way, just make sure that individual is having more scrutiny on them. But this all comes as, if you recall, the suspect in the July 4th, 2022 Highland Park mass shooting that killed 7 people and injured dozens bought his weapon legally in Illinois with a valid FOID card. Illinois State Police granted that FOID card despite the suspect having been visited in 2019 by local police in response to a threat to his family. Local police reported a clear and present danger report to state police. Director Kelly at that time, he said state police had nothing else to act to deny any FOID card application like a mental health prohibitor. But then you had a administrative rule put into place that essentially allowed them to expand the clear and present danger tool to allow them to use that in the FOID card application process if there is one that's pending. So Republicans pushed back on that back in 2022, saying that's always been the case, that clear and present danger reports should be taken into account when somebody's applying for a FOID card. But state police said there was nothing else to act on that clear and present danger report on the suspect of Highland Park's shooting. That when they requested their FOID card in, I believe, late 2019 into 2020. So interesting to see those conversations at the committee hearing yesterday. But don't forget, you've got the ban on semi-automatic firearms, attachments, ammunition, and a variety of other things that people, if they own them in the state of Illinois, they were told to register them before December 31st of 2023. After the ban was enacted in January of 2023, we've been tracking the lawsuits against that particular law, and one in particular is hanging out in the Southern District of Illinois, where you've got the judge moving forward on the merits of that. But Illinois State Police data, it shows that a very small percentage of gun owners have registered their banned items. Kelly's agency, Illinois State Police, told the Center Square that from October 1st, 2023 to March 29th, 2024, PICA disclosures totaled 36,302 individuals who've registered banned items. That means more than 2.4 million FOID card holders, only 1.47% have registered banned items. And to take a look at this a bit further, and if you follow me on X, you'll see the latest. But between January 31st and March of 29th, an additional 683 individuals told Illinois State Police. So if you look at the numbers that are published on their website, you've got the numbers only totaling to January 31st. That's what's officially published. But when the Center Square asked for the latest numbers, because they hadn't been updated since January 31st, they did provide updated numbers, and here are those numbers. From January 1st, 2024 to March 29th, 2024, 6,945 individuals registering banned items. So that's just between that date. So that means you've got 36,302 individuals that have registered banned items. All right, and you could see the numbers tallied up between the initial opening of that banned item portal and the additional 3 months or so that you have the portal still remaining open, by the way, which, the deadline to file was December 31st, and the rate of people registering was low by all accounts. But the numbers most recently don't really boost the rate much at all, especially when you consider the increased number of FOID cards that were issued, according to Illinois State Police. So wanted to get that out there for you. Of course, a lot's going to happen in the weeks ahead with the challenge against the gun ban. And then weeks beyond that, you've got the challenge against the FOID card. I'm going to do what I can to keep you guys updated on all of that and more. So be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, and join us here with Bishop on Air. Greatly appreciate you guys being here. Tell your friends, share this widely, and keep in mind, I'm just doing this from my own home, hanging out with you. So I appreciate all you guys jumping in every morning. It always blows me away. But of course, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we'll see you back here soon with Bishop on Air. All right, that's all I got, guys. Got to get out of here. Another day of session. When they're in session and they're starting early, I got to get in and out of these things so I can get on with the workday. So appreciate you. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Go visit bishoponair.com for more, to join the Discord, or to check out the shop. So make that happen, all right? Have yourselves a wonderful rest of the Thursday. And don't forget also, go and subscribe to Illinois in Focus, all right? So it's a weekly podcast we put together of all things happening in the state of Illinois, and we definitely want to keep you informed. It's a great way to get that weekly recap. So Friday mornings, check out Illinois in Focus with the Center Square. Just search all your major podcast sites, all right? Appreciate it, and we'll be back at it sooner than later here with Bishop on Air. Put it on.